What is up, ladies and germs, and everyone beyond the binary? This week marks the beginning of a series called What to Not Do in College. Basically, as somebody who's recently dropped out of college because I ran out of money, I'm going to be telling you the do's and don'ts of college, even though there's been countless amounts of books and countless amounts of articles with very credible sources written and such, and so many videos about it. I am going to be your savior. Anyway, so first thing, even though you are an early riser, do not sign up for 8 a.m. classes. It is a trap. A trap for a bad grade and losing money. It's one of those trap doors in a freaking haunted house. Don't do it. Because as much as you think, oh, I'll wake up early, then one day you're going to be sick. And the one day that you're sick might be this very important day in the class. And then when you go to the professor the next time, it is an early class in the morning, so he'll be pissed off, he or she will be pissed off that you missed class last time and won't give you the information. So you're pretty much screwed. So it's really not a good idea to do 8 a.m. classes. Second thing, try not to miss classes. If you miss a class, don't talk to your professor first about it. Talk to your friend about what you missed. And if your friend or the next friend or the next friend can't give you information, then talk to the professor. But of course, alert the professor that you aren't going to be there that day. It's also a good idea if you have a doctor's appointment in that class time to tell the professor the day that you scheduled that doctor's appointment so that he knows in advance. And then also send another email to him or her or them that you're missing that class that day. Send many, many, many apologies because their class is the best class in the freaking school. Do not buy freaking loose leaf textbooks unless you have to. I've had to buy two. One for my French class and one for my biology class. It is a bad idea because, as you may or may not have had this happen to you when you were a kid, you would go to turn a page in just like a regular notebook, like a binder or something, and the page would rip out. Well, guess what? That happens in textbook, like loose leaf textbooks too. So you're screwed if you have that. Best bet, if you have an option between loose leaf textbook and digital, get the digital, because guess what? The digital comes with so many cool options. Like, it'll read it to you, the chapter, it'll read it to you, then it has videos and all this really cool stuff. Guess what? You get both of those things whenever you buy the loose leaf and the digital. It comes with both most times. So you're better off just not wasting that extra money for the loose leaf that you're never going to use, ever, and just go ahead and get the digital. Also, another thing, this has something to do with trans stuff. Basically, don't come out to your professor in class because it'll just give you anxiety. Best thing to do, and I learned this from one of my friends who's a trans woman, she came out to her professor in an email 3 weeks before the class, told the professor what she prefers, her pronouns, and if basically she said, if you won't honor my request, then I'm going to drop the class. Just do that 3 weeks in advance or a month in advance or before the classes, whenever you get your class schedule and professor, blah blah blah. Don't come out to your professor in class. It'll just be an anxiety-ridden experience. And also, like, them saying no, if they say no, this has never happened to me, but if they say no face to face, it's a lot more crushing than if you get it in an email. Also, use Rate My Professor, RATEMY, and then professor, because, oh my god, if you just sign up for classes blindly, then you're just pretty much signing up for a death sentence, because you have no idea what they're like. So Rate My Professor is the best option. I'll put the links to that below, and yeah. Also, do not buy your freaking textbooks in the campus bookstore. That is the worst option ever, because guess what? Unless that is a major course, like a course that is for your major, you are never going to use those textbooks again. Even though it might suck to carry around a shitty falling apart textbook, which most likely when you buy stuff off of Amazon and other places like that, they won't be falling apart. But it would suck to buy a freaking textbook that's a core class textbook and you're never going to use that freaking textbook again, and it's brand new and you spent $300 on it. Do not freaking buy a textbook in the campus bookstore unless it is the only option. For instance, my university that I went to would have these university textbooks that would basically be specified for my specific university. So then and only then should you buy textbooks from the campus bookstore. And even then, you can buy a textbook from your older friend slash brother slash, whoever. Also, you don't have to have the textbook the first day of class. So if somebody wants to sell you their textbook, then buy it from them. Yeah, it's that easy. But these are things that you should not do. Like, don't freaking buy a textbook in the campus bookstore. I was stupid and I thought that would be the best idea because I thought that the books on Amazon would be falling apart. Guess what? They're pretty nice. Also, use a tape recorder. Well, now they're not called tape recorders, they're MP3 recorders. Buy one off of Amazon or at Best Buy because those will save your life. For a person like me who has carpal tunnel from playing guitar and also being in marching band for 3.5 years, it is a good idea to have a tape recorder. Also, I took a quiz whenever I first got into college that says I am an oral and kinesthetic learner, which basically means I am a listener and a doer. And so having that tape recording of your professor is great because it's like sometimes when you're studying it's hard to bring the lesson to life, but when you have that recording of your professor, even if they're monotone as hell, it helps it that much. Also, do not buy a brand new iClicker, even though, okay, so basically what an iClicker is I don't know if you guys have ever had this in high school, but basically it's like this remote that clicks in the answers, and some professors will use them to take attendance, and there's a freaking garbage truck outside, so I'm sorry about that, but yeah, deal with it. I'm very energized because I was just out in the heat and I haven't gone outside in a long time because I was on antibiotics and it's not a good idea to go outside when you're on antibiotics because you just get nauseous and feel like death. But anyway, those are just some things. There's more to come. Basically, for the month of August, I'm going to be doing what to do and what not to do in college. It's going to be either a 4-part or 5-part series. There's 4 weeks in a month, so I'll probably just do a 4-part series, and these videos would be kind of extra long because of the fact there's so many things I'm going to say. But yeah, and then in September, everything's going to be going back to just like personal stuff and trans-related stuff. But I'm sorry if y'all don't like this series. I just thought it would be a good idea since people are starting school. And I don't want you guys to be freaking out. So, if you're new to my channel, not all my videos are like this. This is, like I said before, this is just a series, what to do and not do in college. But if you like my videos, not all of them are trans-related, as you can tell by this series. Subscribe to all my things, and all my social media stuff is below. My GoFundMe for my top surgery is below. Yeah, so I'm gonna see you guys later.